do that, just know that it is worth it. It is worth it to say, I'm going to make forever my only plan A. If you know me, then you know all the years of my business, I've never looked left, I've never looked right, I've never looked back. It has always been forever. I've been crying a lot, I've been doing what I need to do, not always getting the result that I need, but I believe in forever living.
gukura ntabwo ari automatique. Gukura ni ikintu ugenda urubaka muri wewe, gitangura kuri bya vyumviro watanguye, kigakura muri wewe ukagenda ucubaka. Icambere nshaka kubabwira nuko turi mu rudandazwa bwa plus de 200 milliards de dollars. Si urudandazwa ruto. Iyo tuko turaruganiza urudandazwa nurufate ko ari ruto, ko n'urudandazwa ruri ku rwego rwa plus de 200 milliards de dollars. Nukuvuga nta jewe ndiko ndakora runo rudandazwa nta handi hantu ndaba, sindigira ndaba ku ruhande canke ngo ndaba inyuma canke ngo ndaba handi hantu. Runo rudandazwa n'ubuzima bw'iwanje n'amaraso yanje, niyo ntumbero yiwanje y'ivyo nifuza gushikamo vyose. Iyo ubibona gutyo ibintu byose bizohinduka.
Another business going on, you can be a student, you can be, I'm a stay-at-home mom, 100%. I build my business at home, I cook for my kids, which is, I can tell you it is a lot as well. But I will tell you, still you need to make a decision to say forever is my plan A. Because it is worth it, and definitely worth it. And you need to become that person. Every action that you take every single day, you go to work every day, you will come back home and tired. You will go to your other business, will come back home and tired. But that next action that you're going to take for your forever business will help you become the person that you want to become in forever living business.
Urashobora kuba ufise ibindi bintu ukora, nk'akarorero jewe ndiro rudandazo ndarukora ndi umumama, ibikorwa byinshi nkora ndabikora ndi muhira ndiko ndarira abana, ariko nta kintu na kimwe kimbuza gufata forever living product nka plan A wanje. Sinigera ndayishira muri plan ya kabiri, kubera ndayishize muri plan ya kabiri sinshobora gushaka kuvyo maze gushikako ku bintu ivyo ari byo byose. Ibiri bintu rero udashoboye kubifata mu bishire ku niveau ya mbere, uzosanga hari ibintu byinshi utari kurashobora gushikako.
I like this one. It says, how would the person I want to be do the things I'm about to do? So ask yourself, who do you want to become this year, 2026? And then find your partner that you're gonna copy from. I'm copying from the very people in front of me. You know, when it comes to problem solving in my team, I will look at what will Enos say? What will Enos do in this situation? I'm looking at business strategies. What will Elisa do? You know, I've got my people that I'm looking up to. You know, so who are your people? Who is that person that you're looking at? It could be someone in forever, it could be someone, you know, in the world of network marketing, it could be someone on social media. But you need to have your person, have your mentor for you to be able to become their person and do what you need to do right before you actually become.
Ikintu nkunda kuvuga cyane n'iki kintu ndaberetse ngaha kivuga ati mbega uyu muntu ari ngaha azoshobora, umuntu afise indoto nibiki azoshobora gukora bizotuma ashika kuri izo ndoto ziwe. Mbega uyu muntu afise izi ndoto nibiki azoshobora gukora kugira ashobore gushika ku ndoto ziwe. Ivyo rero bigufasha ko umena yuko ivyo wihaye bigusaba ibikorwa bimwe bimwe no kumenya abantu utegerezwa kuba uri kumwe nabo muri urugendo ufise.
So success, and I don't know if this is the science, I didn't understand the part of the science, guys, but I know, of course, success is 80% mindset, and I know that person you think you want to become, you should become before you actually become, you understand? And so, personally, I know I want to become a GLT, for example. You know, I need to start acting as a GLT. So if you know that you need to become an ego, you want to become a diamond, you want to become a senior man, you want to become whoever, then one is you want to think bigger of yourself. So if you're a supervisor, I challenge you to start thinking of yourself as a manager. And I tell you, when you do that, and you start doing what you need to do for you to get to manager, because you've already thought that I want to become a manager, this is how a manager is supposed to be, then you will become. Which means you will have to back it up with what you do. And the secret to manager, guys, is just one. In the next 3 months, you want to become a manager for real? Listen very tentatively. This is what I know managers that I personally created have been, and these are recent managers, have been doing. They have been recruiting, not even too many, but those 4 months of becoming managers, they were recruiting between 4 to 5 new people every single month, and they made it to manager. Is it difficult? So between you and you becoming a manager, it is just a recruitment of 4 to 5 people a month, and that's it. So if you're not gonna do that, that's actually your fault, because now you know, is it?
Icyambere ushaka gukura cyane banza wiyumvire wowe nyene kuba umuntu ashika ku bintu bikuze, kuko udatambuye gushika kuri wewe uzosanga hari ibintu byinshi udashoboye gushikako. Iyo rero ushaka kuba manager, umuntu wese ngaha ayifuza kuba manager, ashaka gukura ku rwego runini cyane, icyambere ategerezwa kubona, ndabahaye nka secret, abantu bose bahabaye ba manager mu mezi 4 gushika kuri 3 ya mbere baba bariko bararekrita nibiburiburi abantu 5 gushika kuri 4 ku kwezi. Utari kurarekrita abantu 4 gushika kuri 5 birakugora gushika kuri manager muri ico kiringo cy'amezi 5.
So think big about yourself, but think big about forever. But of course, think and believe in your team. That's one of my key strategy in this business.
Iyumvire byinshi cyane kuri wewe, ukuntu wewe ukura, ukuntu wewe ukura, iyumvire ukuntu forever business yawe, urudandazo rwa forever business ukura, iyumvire cyane ukuntu equipe yawe, abanywanyi bawe equipe yawe bokura.
You see, most of the time when someone joins the business, we don't tell them about 4cc. You know why? Because we don't believe that they can actually do 4cc on their first month. Maybe you don't even tell them about becoming a supervisor on their first month, because we don't believe that they can actually become supervisors on their first month. Maybe you have not created a manager for way too long in such a way you recruit people and you don't tell them about becoming a manager within a short period of time because you don't believe that they can actually become. You know that? Let me tell you, start changing that. You look at your downline and you look at them and you believe in your heart that this person can become a supervisor. And let me tell you, you know what that does to you? Which is in turn, that is going to reflect on them. What it's going to do to you, not them, you, is you're going to give them your energy. And your team, the only thing they need is your energy. Because if you don't give them your energy, they will, when I'm saying your energy, it means when are you onboarding them? When are you sitting with them and tell them about business? When do you coach them? How many three-way calls do you do with them? But you cannot do a 3-way call with someone if you don't believe in them. You understand what I mean? So your team needs your full support, but they need your energy for them to believe in themselves. There's this statement by Les Brown. It says, believe in someone else's belief until you believe in yourself. That someone for your team is you. You need to believe for them to believe in themselves before they actually believe in themselves, because you know how forever business works. Not them.
Ikintu cyambere murazi gituma tutigera tugira abanywanyi bacu ngo bakore 4cc cyangwa ngo baba ba superviseur tukibinjiza. Murazi gituma tutigera tubabwira ngo bakure baba manager tukibinjira, kubera kenshi tutizera ko bashobora kubikora. Icyambere utegerezwa gukora nuko utegereza kwizera ko umuntu wese winjije muri equipe wawe, kujya mu mushasha wa Kristo wa sponsorije ategerezwa gukora amasesane. Winjije umuntu ubone ko winjije superviseur, winjije umuntu ubone ko winjije manager. Nutangure kumugabaniriza indoto, kuko iyo utamuganirije indoto, iyo energy wawe warayikeneye, iyo utayimuhaye ntayironka. Iyo uri kurayora bimwereka, ukabona ko winjije umuntu, ukabona ko mweje kumwinjiza, ukabona ukamubonamo amasesane, ukamubonamo manager, ukamubona amasese 12, uzoburi kuramuha energy. Nico gituma iyo energy ni wayimuha, uzoburi kuramwinspira ukura, nawazo bikubibonamo ubimwandukize, hama mwese mukureri icyarimwe, musange mwese muhagaza ahantu hamwe.
Be intentional with your business. I keep talking about for Africa. If you have seen my posts, you see Africa, right? I've got these earrings, Africa. I've got my rings, Africa. I've got my bangle, Africa. You know, that is part of it. That is part of me reminding myself about the expansion that I'm about to do with my team in Africa. So what are you going to be intentional about? By saying that, allow me to remove this because that point is already gone. It is too heavy. Okay.
kubera ndiko ndakunda Afrika cyane, murakunda ko mvuga Afrika, ariko rero kubera Afrika iri ikintu kiremereye cyane wanje ngo mamanze nkura amahereni ya Afrika kubera andemereye kweri ukuntu ndayirespecta hanyuma mpeze mbandanye.
And then give your team a sense of something bigger. I don't know what that is going to be for you, but you need to know what you want. And obviously, you can choose one among these ones, which is, even if you have a team of one person, give them team by you becoming a supervisor as soon as possible. And let me tell you, you can become a supervisor by end of this month. You can become a supervisor by end of this month. And the minute your team sees you moving up, they will believe that it is possible for them to become supervisors. I don't know how many months you're remaining with for you to close manager, but give your team that. Give your team ego manager. Can I say ego managers by, for real, you're going for ego manager by this year, by April.
Ati abantu babona yuko baziwa aba ego manager gushika mu kwezi kwa kane bakiriza intoki.
Well, if you're not a manager yet, you cannot become an ego manager.
Atutani manager, ntushobora kuba ego manager mu kwezi kwa kane.
But who in this room? We're gonna have another ego manager coming up from May next year in April. Who in this room is gonna become an ego manager 2026/2027?
Ninde muri no sala mu kwezi mu mwaka uza guhera mu kwezi kwa gatanu gushika mu kwezi kwa kane kw'ibihumbi 2026 azoba ari ego manager mwaka uza.
Let me tell you, you can become.
Reka nakubwire ko bishoboka.
And give that goal to God and just know that it's gonna happen. It is definitely gonna happen. And make it non-negotiable. You know me, you have attended my trainings. This is how I've been operating for the past 2-3 years. I create a goal, I make it non-negotiable. And if there is one that is running in my head all the time, it's non-negotiable. You tell yourself you're gonna become a supervisor. You make it non-negotiable by end of this month. And I can tell you, you back that one up with activities. You back that one with belief in your team. You back that one up with prayers. You're gonna make it non-negotiable.
Ndoto zawe utegereza kuzifata ukazemera zikaba non negotiable. Ntushobora kunegosia n'indoto ziwawe. Iyo umaze kuzifata utegereza kuzibona ukabona kuzozishikako. Utegereza kuzishigikiza ibikorwa. Utegereza kuzishikikiza inguvu ziwawe. Hama ukazishigikiza amasengesho. Ivyo niwabikora uzoheza uzishikeko neza cyane ata negotiation uri kuragira n'indoto zawe.
One more thing is take full responsibility of your business. And this is what it looks like. One is setting goals. We're going to go into that tomorrow. Second is positive attitude and having a solution-based mindset. Being positive alone is not enough. You want to think of a challenge and you don't think about complaining about it, but you think of what can I do to become a solution of this. You understand? And that's a whole different way of thinking about the challenge that you're going to go through, because you're going to go through challenges in your business. But if you're going to be looking at them and you're just, complaining all the time, you're not going to make it. You have to think, what can I personally do to make a change into this and whatever that is happening right now.
Ichambere rero nukuvuga yuko duhejeje umaze kugira izo ndoto ukamara kuzipanga neza ukabona iyo uzikora. Icyakabiri gikomeye cyane ni attitude yiwawe, kuko runo rudandaza rutanguye ruzokwama rufisa amadefi, ruzokwama rufisa ingorane. Ikibazo n'ingene wowe ugwana n'izo ngorane. Izo ngorane ziriko ziraza ugwana nazo gute kugira ushobore gushika kuri ya ndoto yawe.
Touch your business every single day, no matter what. Sometimes I get so occupied with other things. Other things, I mean, not forever, but I will have to touch my business. Even if that will mean texting 5 of my customers, but I'll have to do something. I don't go to sleep without doing something about my business. But another thing is communicating with your teams and uplines. This I cannot, if there's one thing that is super important, is communicate. Even me, my team does not communicate with me. I don't feel the energy from them. They don't feel the energy from them. Remember, it's energy for energy. Even now that you're here, find a way to communicate with your team. Sometimes it's as simple as, hi, how are you? You understand? But make sure that happens. Then learning the business, of course, and congratulations for being here. Doing what you say you will do, very important. You commit yourself. Don't write everything, just write 1 or 2 things you're gonna do after this, and go and do exactly that, okay? And then making 4cc to 5cc or 5cc non-negotiable. If there's a number that we insist, and I personally insist, is that 4cc. It cannot go lower than that. But I'll tell you, because you've already made a decision to say forever is my plan A, even if you've got other things going on, you still want forever to give you money, right? And that minimum of 4cc is the minimum you should have, because that is what has been meant for you as you're growing on your business. And then most important is adding value to others. For me, that is also key. And when I'm saying this, doing trainings, I don't mean just for managers. I mean, I personally started doing my first business presentation as an assistant supervisor. And when I did that first one, I recruited 3 people right away. I went home with 6 case credits. And that was a game changer. So when you're an assistant supervisor sitting down here, when I'm asking you to go and start doing your training, I mean, go and talk to your sponsor. Remember I said that point before? You might not know what you need to do, but your sponsor can present for you. Let them present for you. Give them your energy. Do your first business presentation, even if it's a Zoom, even if it's 1 person. But start doing something for your business.
Ikintu ushaka kubabwira nuko uhejeje kugira attitude positive, gerageza ugire ikintu ukora ku munsi kiduza urudandazwa rw'iwawe. Eske warungikiye message, nyimba ari message atatu utegereza kwandikira abantu biwawe yakore, ariko niya umunsi ntuhere hari ikintu utakoze. Nukuva yuko touch your business, gerageza ugire ikintu ku munsi gituma udandazwa kwawe rukura. Icya kabiri, gira communication, gerageza kuganira na ekipe yawe. Mega ekipe yawe muganira kangahe, muvugana kangahe, vugana na upline wawe kugira mwabe muri relation nziza cyane. Gerageza kwiga misi yose. Mbega ku munsi wigiki, muno munsi ndabashimira ko mwaje kwiga ko ni ikintu gikomeye cyane. Utegereza gukora ibintu byose uri kuravuga, wigisha abantu. Utegereza kuba uri kurabikora kugira we ube inspiration y'abandi. Nuze kwigisha abantu gukora amasesane hanyuma nawe ntuyakore. Nuva yuko izo objectif ni non négociable imbere ya ekipe yawe n'urudandazwa rw'iwawe. Utegerezwa kuba misi yose hariho valeur uri kurongereza ku bantu biwawe n'abantu muriko murakorana, kuko iyo inspiration uba ufise wewe muri wewe urugenda uyenspira abandi bantu muri ekipe yawe, ugasanga ekipe yawe yakuze kubera hari ibintu byinshi yigira kuri wewe.
Uplines, push your team. I'm looking at my leader here. This is my mentor, like Mr. Lema. She's the one who made me go do that one presentation, the first one. She left me stranded in a bus stop, going to a whole new region, telling me she's coming. It was a good soft lie. She didn't come, but I had to do it. So leaders, and that built me to be the person I am today in the light. So I'm really grateful. Now, leaders, if you're here and you see the potential in your team, don't babysit them. Babysitting will not get them where they want to go. And can I see in here, who wants to be a great, amazing leader in this room? Anybody?
Nindashaka kuba umurongozi akomeye cyane muri ino shambre, muri ino chumba.
Anybody? Now that everybody understands, who here wants to become a great leader?
Nindashaka kuba umurongozi akomeye cyane hano.
Those that are not raising up your hands, what's up with you? You don't want.
Abantu bari ngaho bifuza kuba abarongozi, akeneye kubona amaboko yanyu.
You don't understand.
Mwatawe ibyo mvuze, watawe ibyo mvuze imbashaka umurongozi akiriza ukuboko.
One secret is you need to do public speaking, whatever that is. This will create and build you to become the leader that you want to become. So if you're a manager, and I understand there are managers here that they have not done business presentations in public. I know you're gonna mess it up, but you need to start and do it. Make your first one this month. Don't wait until next month. And let me tell you, I know and understand that we sometimes do business presentation organized by the whole country. You might not be reached the moment, the time that you want to be reached. But you know what? Create your moment. Go and create a poster. Me, that is my secret. When I want to do something that I don't want to do, I first announce it. You announce it, you do it. So now, text your team. Now I allow you to go on your phone if you can. Or tonight, text your team. Tell them we're going to have a business, even if you've never done it before. We're going to have a business presentation in the next 3 days. Next thing is create a poster, no matter how horrible that is going to be. And then show up for that presentation. And when you do that, do not stop. Do the next one, and the next one, and the next one.
Ndashimira cyane abarongozi banje Elizabeth na Enos kuko nibo bayigishije gukora presentation yanje ya mbere. Nibuka ambwira ampenda ngo araje mukanya ndamurindiriye imbere y'abantu ntiyigeraza mpaka ndashika imbere y'abantu ndatangura kugira presentation, ariko n'uwo munsi nijije abantu babiri. Ndamushimira cyane batangatu, ndamushimira cyane. Nawe rero niba ushaka gukura, niba ushaka kuba umurongozi, uze wiga kuvuga imbere y'abantu. Utari kuriga kuvuga imbere y'abantu ntuzokwigera ukura. Uno munsi rero, uno munsi ucuke ya post hamubwira ba ekipe yawe atejo kuwa gatatu canke kwa mbere canke kuwa gatanu mutumira abantu ndiko ndategura presentation. Nawe utabuzi ingene uzobikora, ucuje ngaho kandi uzobikora kandi bizogenda neza, ni uzotangura gukura mu kudandaza bwiwawe.
Oh yes, oh yes.
So one more thing is that I think is very important is communicate whatever that you want with the team at any time team. And you see, there's announcing we have a business presentation. There's announcing we want to become whatever that as a team, but then there's also promoting. You announce we're gonna have a lunch. When you do your 4CC, you stop that. You don't talk about it anymore. No one is gonna do the 4CC. So you need to promote every single thing in your business, okay? And on top of that is if you are going to be able to recruit, if you're going to recruit, which you should, if you're gonna say, I'm gonna expand into another area, then you need to be able to go there physically. It is very important. I personally do 90% of my business on social media and online. But I will tell you, I travel a lot as well into going where I'm supposed to go, to meet people in person, and you should do the same, okay? And then make sure that your team is independent as soon as possible. That is why I was saying, you as a leader, if you're not gonna do your presentation, your team is not gonna do presentation for themselves. It means they will always depend on another person to build them. And no one can grow if they're not independent. You have to make that you're showing up for them to be independent as soon as possible.
Ekipe yawe itegerezwa kuba independent. Nukuvuga ekipe yawe utari kurayigisha gukura, mwikore ibintu vyayo, mwikore presentation zayo, yibeko uzosanga wowe udafise izo nguvu zo kwa muri kurayiha ivyo ufise misi yose. Nuva yuko rero ugire promotion yuko ekipe yawe iba independent.
One more thing when you want to build a business and become a success, ladies and gentlemen, you need to understand the company policy. You need to not just understand, you need to follow the company policy. I've personally been in a business for way too long to see businesses going up and going down. And you don't want your business to go up and then go down. I hit 5,000 by God's grace, and I say, I hope and pray that we keep on and we will keep on. I've seen my business transforming year in, year out. Slowly growing. Why? Because there are things that I personally do not allow in my team. Bulk purchases, lowering the products, the prices of the products, people buying under people's accounts. The other day, Mr. Anderson was reminding me of how I used to report. He's here, he can tell you. I see CCs in my account that I've not personally done. I will ask, whose order is this? He knows. Where's Mr. Anderson? I used to do that because I don't want someone to do CCs under me. Why? Because That is the culture that I'm creating that people are going to be doing in my team, and I don't want that. When I was in Namibia the other day, I had to make 2 of my downline stand in a nice way, of course, and ask them, how do you retail your products? Because I used to see them buy more than what, because I know they're new. When you're new and you're buying, 4cc and then 6cc, then you become a supervisor, which is good, very well. And the next month again, you do the same. And how do you do that? I asked them, and I realized, of course, they do sell, because you need to sell at least 70% of your stock before you buy again, is it not so? That's the company policy. So as a leader, it is very important that you are able to stand on what is right, because if you don't, your team will not grow.
Icyambere mukwiye kumenya nuko ukwiye gusonera iyo bita company policy. Jewe nka equipe yiwanje personnellement niyo umuntu mbonye muri systeme yiwanje hariho amasese ntabona ariko izina ry'iwanje ntakoze, negerezwa kubaza no muri entreprise bakambwira mbega ninde yaje kugira commande muri equipe yiwanje, kuko niyo mbonye mu downline wiwanje ariko arakora amakomande adatahuritse, nkabona amasesane muri uku kwezi yakoze ku izina ryiwe, nkabona amasesane ya mu kwezi kwa kabiri yakoze ku izina ryiwe, ndamuhamagara nkamubaza ati mbega ayo masese uri kuragura uyadandaza gute? Kuko ni wabareka bakaguma babigira gutyo bizokugarukako usanga niwe uremerewe cyane kandi wategerezwa kubigisha ingene buba ku rudandazwa rwawe. Nico gituma ibi ni wabikora urudandazwa rwawe ruzokura, kuko abamambure biwawe bazoba bariko barakora ibintu batahura babona, ariko atari ibintu bariko barafa gukora kubera badatahura. Nico gituma company policy bitanguye ushobora kuyigisha equipe yawe unyinga ushaka ko urudandazwa ruramba kandi rukomeye cyane.
If there's one more thing that is very important, is also to collaborate with other leaders. That has personally built me. And so you can choose people that you want to collaborate. And you should also have the courage to ask people that you think they're too much for you to come train your team. Remember, I did tell you that you need to give your team a sense of something bigger. You understand? You might be looking at yourself, feel like, I'm just a manager. How can I approach a GLT? How can I call Enos, for example? Call him, and I'll tell you, he will say yes to train your team. And let me tell you what your team is going to do. It's going to think. One is, our leader is associating. That is the very first feeling you're going to give your team. You have access to some people, you understand? And that in turn is going to help them think big about themselves. But as I said, don't do it once. Do it multiple times. Do it as many times as possible. Look at all these people that you're getting inspired with and ask them to help you.
Kolabora n'abantu bagusumvya n'abantu bageze kure. Iyo uravye Enos ntumurabire kure cyangwa ubone ngo abandi ngo warabire kure, gira collaboration n'abantu, kuko abamambure bo muri equipe yiwawe bazora bati none umurongozi wacu yiasocia n'abantu bahe, agendana nande, akorana nande, avugana nande, kuko niwa uri kurasocia n'abantu bagukuriye bakora bazokwenspira ibintu bikomeye hama nawe ubihe equipe yiwawe kandi equipe yawe izoyibona.
So one more thing that really helps me and the team is product campaigns. Use as many products as possible, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. The more you use, I know you know that statement. I know you know it. But I can tell you, that statement is solid when it comes to building a business. It's not just a statement. Use as many products as possible. But you see, don't just use quietly. One of the things that I want you to do this year is I need you to get loud about your business. I need you to get loud about your products. You see, some time back, I used to not share so much about products. And I could see me growing not as much as I wanted to. Last year, I take aloe vera gel, I post. I apply what I post. You understand? I even explain how someone can make money out of that product. You understand? So don't use the products quietly, put it on your social media, put it everywhere. Okay, and on top of that, mobilize your team to do the same. Start
even it can be, maybe not the whole team will start as, as all of it, but you can be able to write a list of 5 people that you're going to tell them, you know what, they're us, me and you. I want us to commit into detox. I want us to commit into aloe vera gel. Can we make sure we're using aloe vera gel this 1 week, every single day, and we post every day? And then tell them to post on social media, and then tell them to post in the group. You start with the 5, everybody's gonna start doing the same. The minute you're having your team using more products and retailing and promoting, not even retailing, promoting, that is when the sales will start coming up. Everybody's gonna start selling. The more of your team are selling, the more you're gonna have 4 CC qualifiers, the more those CC are gonna roll in.
Igikomeye cyane, gerageza muri ekipe yawe kugira kampani ikomeye y'amaproduit. Icyambere ukoresha amaproduit, uyakoreshe wowe nyene. Jewe misi yose produit yose nkoresheje, niyo nisize labero, niyo nisize amavuta. Chaque fois ndayisize ndafata video nka postinga, nkerekana ko nisize amavuta, nkerekana n'ingene ushobora gukora urudandazwa, ingene ushobora kwinjiza amafaranga uri kurakoresha izo produit. Utegerezwa kubikora, niwabikora ukigisha ekipe yawe kubikora, hanyuma abanywanyi bawe bo muri ekipe yawe babikoze, hama bagaheza bakagira post muri réseaux sociaux, bakongera bakagira post muri groupe kugira kila muntu mu gatondo akwereke produit yakoresheje na produit yashize kuri réseaux sociaux. Niwaronka abantu benshi bakoresha produit banazipromotinga, bazoheza badandaze vyinshi, nikuzoronka na ekipe nini ikora 4 cc canke ikora ama cc 5 ku kwezi kubera babagize promotion nini y'amaproduit.
So are we going to get louder about our business? Yes. Are we going to get louder about our products? Yes.
None turagiye kuduza urudandazwa, turagiye kudundaza izo.
So you need to also pray over your business, ladies and gentlemen.
Sengera urudandazwa rwawe.
You pray over your business, you pray over your sponsors, pray over your uplines, pray over your prospects, your family to be able to give you the full support. You need to pray about your business.
Sengera urudandazwa rwawe, sengera aba prospect wawe, sengera aba sponsor wawe, sengera ibintu vyose byibasa urudandazwa rwawe.
For me, this business is God sent. I've seen people's lives being transformed, mine being one of them. I've got people living their best lives. The other day, I was talking to one of the ladies in Zanzibar. She said she wants to become a ministry financer. You know? Powerful, right? It's not even about her buying a nice car. I was amazed what the business can actually do. So you need to pray over that because the devil's not like that when you start growing.
Icyambere urudandazwa kuri jewe ni Imana yarurungitse ku isi kugira ihindure ubuzima bwacu twese. Kuri jewe mere kuri jewe yarampinduye ubuzima bwa munini cyane ntari bwigene nshobora kubona. Nico gituma utegereza gusengera runo rudandazwa n'abantu bose barurimwo kugira runo rudandazwa rudandazwa rukomeye cyane kuko ruzohindura abantu benshi cyane nawe burimo.
And every opportunity that I get to be able to edify my sponsors and thank them, I use it. And I'm taking it right now. Please put your hands together for my sponsors.
Ikindi kintu utegereza gusengera nuko amuhayagiza abasponsor bawe. Nico gituma mpagaze ngaha ndiko ndashimira cyane abasponsor wanje Enos and Elizabeth Salema.
I've spent the most money last year. I hope to do more. I've got more people in our team that have been able to succeed a lot more last year. And every time that happens, I'm like, you know what, hey guys, I've done this and this. This is what happened this year. And you know what? Your sponsors are the people that are going to be celebrating you more than anybody. And so what you do is you need to respect them.
Iyo ndabaravye ndaryoherwa cyane ko nabinjirije amafaranga menshi cyane mu rudandazwa rwawe. Iyo binezera biratuma mba comfortable mu rudandazwa rw'iwanje. Iyo ndiko ndumva ko urudandazwa rw'abasponsor wanje ruriko rurakura, najewe ndumva yuko najewe ruriko rurakura nkashika ku bintu byinshi. Iyo wishimire ekipe yawe n'abarongozi biwawe nawe urudandazwa rwawe ruheze rukakugarurako rukamera neza cyane.
So I felt it in my team when people grow a little bit, they start having attitudes. Don't. We have got so much to
grow. And I will tell you, you need to keep yourself humble enough to get more knowledge that you need.
Hariho rero ama attitude dukunda kudevelopa iyo turiko turakora mu budandazwa no basaba kutaja muri ivyo bintu kuko imbere yiwawe hari ibintu bikomeye cyane kandi vyiza uzoshobora gushikako bizohindura ubuzima bwawe.
At this particular moment, I'm going to ask you to stand up, and this idea came from our diamond lady, Blandina Njau.
Ndabasavye muhaguruke mwese. Ndabasavye muhaguruke.
So everybody, please, hype yourself up, okay?
Muhaguruke mwese.
Did you get a bit of 1 or 2 ideas you can be able to implement to grow your business? Did you? Are you personally making a commitment to grow? 2026? Are you personally committing into saying that this year I'm expectant of God's favor and I'm expectant of having an overflow in my business? I'm going to ask us to say this statement as loud as you can. Okay?
Musubire Pochino.
Either I'm going to make it, people are depending on you. Some people are going to grow because you chose to grow. More people are going to rise in their lives, in their business, because you are going to make a decision to grow this year and become the very best version of yourself. And now as you do that, I want you to remember these 3 statements. One is non-negotiable. Second is be expectant. Third is overflow. What is non-negotiable, expectance of God's favor, and overflow the year 2026. And by saying that, I want to thank you and I wish you all the best.
Makofi sana kwa Adida hapa.